Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano gives an extremely accurate summation of what's going on between Ukraine, Russia, and NATO. He is a retired former Vatican official. He was an archbishop of the Catholic Church, and he was also previously Secretary General of the Governorate of the Vatican City. Archbishop Vigano is not only extremely insightful with excellent discernment, he's also bold and fearless when it comes to standing up for the truth. In 2018, he wrote a letter calling for Pope Francis to resign for his role in covering up sexual abuse scandals within the Catholic Church. He also revealed financial corruption in the church. Vigano said he spoke because corruption had reached the top of the church hierarchy. And today he speaks again on the Ukraine-Russia conflict. And I am in full agreement with all that he's sharing. Please consider his words very carefully. Number 1, the entire conflict is a trap designed by the global deep state to purposefully provoke a war. 2, the West knows expanding NATO upsets Russia, but is doing it anyway, despite previously saying it wouldn't. 3, NATO and various other countries are illegally pouring ammunition into Ukraine, thereby violating international law. This is making Ukraine a tinderbox ready to explode. 4, there are many economic factors at play in Ukraine. Gas pipelines, biolabs, technologies, etc. that make it attractive to outside parties. 5, President Zelensky is a corrupt individual acting as a puppet of Klaus Schwab and the Great Reset. He is selling out Ukraine to the West and not preventing neo-Nazi forces trained by the US from wreaking havoc on Russian-speaking Ukrainians. 6, Joe Biden has been tied to Ukraine since his time as Barack Obama's vice president. His son Hunter is connected to the Ukrainian energy company Burisma. 7, there was a color revolution in Ukraine, backed by George Soros and other Western groups. This has caused great social unrest since taking place in 2013-2014. 8, rhetoric has been ratcheted up in the last several months by Zelensky and the West about nuclear and atomic weapons, thereby heightening Putin's mistrust and prompting him to dissolve the Minsk agreement. 9, the media cannot be relied on to report about what's going on in Ukraine. Their COVID track record is proof they cannot do anything but lie. They are purposefully trying to entice Westerners to support an escalation. 10, the US, EU, and NATO promise the Ukrainian people prosperity if they side with them, but in reality, they seek to enslave Ukrainian citizens to the same freedom-robbing and culturally depressing policies that have destroyed the now godless West. 11, the West needs to return to Christ and seek peaceful relations with Russia so all people can live in harmony. Rome has fallen silent about the true crimes being committed across the world. Perhaps God is going to use Russia as his bulwark against the secular West.